very curious to kind of see what kind of hole that opens up, because I think now, and if it's the last lap of Martinsville and maybe even Richmond, just go wide open on the wall. I think you'll see the whole field do it. I mean, it's that big of an advantage. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now, because now that we all know it's that big of an advantage. I mean, at the end, if you're running second or third, even, you're going to do that because you're going to win the race. So, yeah, curious to see kind of what plays out after that.
As stout as your car was, how hard is this to swallow, and what did you learn just getting this far into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. You know, the penalty really took us out of it. You know, you just couldn't we were running third, fourth, got the penalty, went back to 18th, and literally ran 18th pretty much the rest of the day until we were able to kind of get one spot at a time on restarts. So, yeah, you know, win as a team, lose as a team. You know, those picker guys kept me in the playoffs a lot of the time. So, yeah, just, you know, unfortunate that I don't think we really had a pit road penalty all year long, and it came at this race. But, yeah, going to Phoenix and try to redeem ourselves. But, yeah, I felt like, you know, in the last 6 races, we've had 5 top 10s. So, you know, this is the kind of speed and momentum we need to have going into the start of next year. And I feel like we're really hitting our stride. So that's encouraging. You know, I feel like we're more than capable of being a top 10 team every week. It's just a matter of putting it all together, and we've been doing that a lot better this year, or at the end of the year.
Did Ross's move good sportsmanship?
I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, we could have all done it. So, I mean, I guess it's fair in that sense. It's not like he was the only guy that was able to do it. I mean, I wish that I would have done it now, obviously looking back on it. But, yeah, I mean, it's like a 50-50 deal, right? Because any of us could have done it, but is it fair to the 7 guys he passed? You know, probably not, but all 7 of us could have done the same thing. So, yeah, like I said a second ago, I'm very curious to see how much this changes the complexion at the end of these short track races, because you could for sure do it here. It's been proven. You could do it at Richmond probably. There's a couple other racetracks where you could, you know, Coliseum, you could do it. There's a lot of racetracks, so we could probably do this now every time. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, I don't think they're going to penalize him, but maybe that's something to look at, you know, going into next year just with the rule book. I think it's a pretty black and white thing to put in the rules, but yeah, I mean, kudos to him for doing it. We could have all done it. We just didn't do it.
Do you think it could have been done with the old body? Not be fair.
I mean, I guess it's fair because we could have all done it. Like, it's just the integrity of it, I guess, is a little bit different. You know? But I guess it's not any difference in integrity, because all of us, like, the opportunity presented itself for all of us to do it. So I guess it's a fair game. You know, if I was in Diddy's shoes, for example, I'd probably be frustrated, but at the same time, he could have done that too. Like, that's the thing is, it's not like Ross was the only guy that was allowed to do that. We all could have done it. He was just smart enough to do it at the end, and it could have not worked, but it did work. So, yeah, like I said, kudos to him.
Have you ever tried it on a sim?
Oh, yeah. Like, when I was 7 years old, that was my move on NASCAR video games. So, yeah, I think every driver in the field, almost every fan here has done that, including going backwards and wrecking the field. I don't think we'll see any guys do that. Yeah, I think all of us have done that. You know, in a video game, it's way faster, and I think we've seen it in the past. Tried on a mile and a half, it just doesn't work because you don't slow down enough. But at a place like this, where you got to slow down so much, I mean, yeah, it for sure works. So, yeah, definitely interested to see how this changes the end of these races going forward.
What did you see just in the car?
Yeah, I mean, I knew when I was going down the back straightaway, my spotter told me he was about 1 point out. So I felt like I had a big enough gap. He probably wasn't going to get to me, but I knew that if he got to me, I was for sure getting used up. So I was watching my mirror, and I went pretty far in to make sure he couldn't get to me, and I just saw him. He kept coming, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's literally full throttling me. So I was pretty happy when I saw him go to the wall. And then my jaw was literally dropped. As soon as we passed the start finish line, I came over the radio and said, I think that's the most incredible thing I've ever. Like, my vantage point of it was unbelievable. I mean, I looked at his lap time. He was 2 seconds faster than the field. I did start cringing though when he got to the gate. I was scared for him. I didn't know if that gate was a metal gate or whatever, and if I was just like, man, this thing catches, he's going to land in my lap. So, yeah, glad that part of it worked out. I definitely have a lot of questions for him. I'm curious. Did he hold on to the wheel? Did he let go? Like, I couldn't imagine holding on to the wheel. He'd be trying to rip it out of your hands. So, yeah, it was definitely interesting from my point of view. And yeah, wish I would have done it the last 8 laps because I would have won the race.
You changed let go. Say let go of the wheel.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I feel like this makes NASCAR look on the worldwide stage, like after winning the
Oh no, I mean, you can't do that in F1 just because the track layout. I mean, every race car driver is going to take every single advantage they can get. You know, that's the same reason why we have track limits on road courses, because guys would just cut the corners. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's ever been thought about from a rule standpoint or anything. So you can't penalize him. Like, there's no rule against it. So I think there'll probably be a rule going forward, because there is no judgment in it at all. It's like very black and white. But yeah, I mean, we could have all done it. He was just the only guy to do it. So, I mean, I'm curious to see. Sounded like to me the fans loved it. I'm curious to see, kind of like you said, the worldwide scope of it. But yeah, I mean, it was cool looking.
Are you kicking yourself a little bit, the lost track position, and how that maybe allows you to play offense instead of defense this last run?
Yeah, I would have loved to play offense there at the end. You know, our car, I truly feel like we were good enough to win the race. You know, we were ran third that first day, just struggling, but we're still good enough. And I got the penalty and restarted 18th, and I mean, we drove up to 8th from 18th, and I don't know if anybody else, like Williams started right in front of me, and he was like just stuck, and I was able to pass him, pass all the SHR cars. I was passing the guy on the caution. I felt like I was really good at the end. And then, yeah.
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these two videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.